Hi, everybody. Surprise. It's me. Decided to go live. I was going to show you guys some things. I have to record some of my painting, and I thought that I would just go ahead and do some of it live. So I was going to show you some new things that I have. And no, I didn't tell anybody I was going live, so here I am. But I have some new Sawdust Makery, not Sawdustry, Sawdust Makery kits that I'm doing that are for the window insert. But Chris Howard has also just done a new breadboard that looks like this here. And that's for the inserts as well as the window box that we had. So some of you are buying the window box, so we still have that. But this is kind of a new sort of cool feature. It's not quite as elaborate as the window box, but it gives you another option for displaying these inserts. If you guys have been following the seasonal interchangeable inserts, so I was looking at doing, I was, in the mood for fall. I mean, aren't we all? I'm going to go ahead and hide my face now. Let me put that away. So I know a lot of people are having really hot weather. It's actually kind of nice here in Colorado, so I can't complain too much. Woke up, it was overcast and like 64 degrees, and we got up to a high of 76 today. Well, maybe 80. But anyway, it's been quite a pleasant day, just a little muggy, which doesn't normally happen in Colorado. We're very dry here. But anyway, I was looking at the new window box, or window insert, which is the spooky season. And I thought that was really cute. So I'll have to think about if I'm going to do more of a black board here, then I need to think about when I'm doing the cat. I might go a little bit more gray in this breadboard, but I wanted to show you how you put the breadboard together. So again, this is what the window box looks like, and you see it's very chunky. It's got all these bits and pieces that go together. I did a real distress look on this, and it's actually pretty distressed. So, I'm kind of fortunate that I can just go and work up one of these boxes anytime I want, and I realize that that's not something that you guys can just do. So you tend to get just one, maybe two window boxes, and you have to make sure that they're kind of neutral so that they work for a number of your inserts regardless of what color they are. But for me, it's like, well, I'm getting ready to do, I'm going to see if anybody's looking. I don't see any. Oh my goodness. I couldn't see any comments. Hi, Barb. Hello, Bonnie. I thought I was painting alone here. Hey, Lisa. I'm so glad you guys could come on. Oh man, so Barb, you're struggling with no internet. I know why. Yeah. So that is so cool that you're up and on your cruise. Sounds really exciting. Anyway, okay. So so I'm sorry if I don't always see your comments. I was looking at my laptop and they weren't coming up, so I just checked my phone. It's like, oh, there are people on. There goes my dog. There goes my dog. Just clearly Amazon is delivering something. But anyway, so this breadboard is really a useful kind of fun thing to play with. So I was going to glue it together, and then I was going to do some distressed paint on it. And then I'm going to be painting the ghost. I'm going to be painting this at some point. I'm not going to do it tonight, but I am going to be painting it. So, thank you. Hi, Glenda. Yeah, guys, come on in. So this kind of goes together similarly to the window box. It's a little bit simpler. So there's an A here, which you can't really see because I painted it. I can see it, but it's scored in here. So this is going to go into the back because the little insert just drops in back here. And then these chunky things here are going to lay on top, and they're going to give you a bunch of support so that your breadboard is going to be able to stand up. So I'm going to put this video into our files, or it's going to go into our files, but it may disappear after 30 days. So I also am going to put this on my YouTube channel. So if you guys are like wanting to know how to put this together, you can go back and refer to it. I probably am not going to glue these while we're recording, but what you want to do is glue these 4 pieces together, and you want to make sure that they're all very even when you do that. And once they're nice and glued together, sometimes when I'm gluing, I'll use these clamps to glue everything, but you want to make sure when you use the clamps that they're even across all the edges. So the clamps are great, but you do want to make sure everything is even. And I do like to use my art glitter glue because it dries really fast and it's very permanent. So this will go on here, and then once these are glued together, they'll go down here as well. So it gets very nice and chunky. And then this piece covers it up. And then you have the 2 scallop pieces that are here. Whoops, wrong way. So then your spooky sign. Oh yeah. So there's these 4 pieces of very thin wood. So they're going right here. So you don't have to paint everything. I've painted everything that needed to be painted black is painted. Everything else you don't actually need to paint. So those go there. And then this goes in here. The scalloped edge is going to go over the top of that. So that's basically how it works. So it's pretty simple. This one is very simple to build. So anyway, I will glue later. Right now, I want to concentrate on the things that I have in black. And I don't have this breadboard and the spooky season and some of the new window inserts on my website yet. We have an online market spot sale. Let's see, that's next weekend. And so what I will do is I will list this on my website, and I won't start packing and shipping until after the online market spot, and I'm going to be showing everybody these pieces at that time. So that's not this weekend, but the following weekend. So I am going to concentrate on doing some distressing. And like I said, because I don't necessarily have to worry about keeping neutral with my colors, because I can go and create another breadboard whenever I want. I'm just going to use whatever colors I want and see what I can create. And with the idea that this is probably going to be the one for my spooky season. So I'm going to use some purples, some pinks, some oranges, and some grays onto the back, the black. So I have, whenever you're dealing with these pieces, you want to make sure you do the back as well, because these will stand up. And when they stand up and you're walking around them, you will see the back of this piece. So you do need to do the back as well as the front. And also it helps to helps on warpage, that sometimes these pieces can warp, the wood can bend, and if you have the moisture on both sides, that helps to keep that from happening. Okay, so I'm gonna use some wax. You can use candle wax. I have these Decor waxes from Prima, and the wax will give me the ability to scratch off some of the paint that I'm going to put down. So I'm just going to randomly put this in places, but you can use like a little bit of candle wax. I just thought this might be kind of cool because when the paint comes, when you rub off or scratch off some of the paint, you may still get some of this iridescence. So, and it's going to spread because it's wet. It's going to spread underneath the paint that I'm going to put down. So I don't really know how it's going to work, but I'll find out. So I'm just putting it in places, and nothing down here is going to show. So I probably don't need to worry about that. But and then I'll put it on my plate piece here as well. So kind of keep it going in the vertical direction. And same here, just a little bit on the scallops. So appreciate you guys dropping in impromptu. Yeah, I'm pretty bad about not telling anybody I'm coming on. I know, it's terrible. I was busy cutting pieces all day, and I thought, well, I need to work on this. I need to paint it. I need to do something with it, so I might as well have an audience while I do it. Okay, so I've got a whole bunch of, my phone keeps making noises because my husband and son are messaging each other, and we have this group chat, and so yeah, so I keep hearing it. I have all these older brushes. I know that Tracy Moreau calls them her fugly brushes, so I've got all kinds that are in pretty bad shape, and I'm going to use them to apply some different Americana colors. So I'm going to start with the Payne's Gray. No particular reason. I'm just going to start with that one. So Payne's Gray, has this kind of blue-gray tone to it. And you can use all kinds of different brushes. Some are softer, some are harder. And that makes the distressing kind of interesting, too, because you're going to get different strokes depending on what kind of brush you're using. So my camera doesn't catch everything. This is actually a pretty big board. So I'm just going to keep in the horizontal. So that's adding in, kind of a blue-gray tone. And like I said, it's pulling some of these waxes as well. And that's what I kind of want. I just want some random colors. And that was a little wet. So you don't want your brush to be dry, but you also don't want it to be sopping wet either. Okay. And then in between, you want to do some drying because you don't want, sometimes it's okay if you want to mix the colors, like, to get more tone, you can mix the colors, but you also want to be careful that you don't create mud. And if you're trying to get more distinct variation in color, then I would suggest drying in between application of color, or at least mostly drying. Okay, so now I'm going to go to, oops, that is Payne's Gray. I thought I had pulled like a midnight, but I guess I didn't. All right, so I'm going to go with a lighter color, and I'm going to come back and forth between these colors until I get the look I want. So I'm going to add in some Gray Storm. And I'm going to get a different brush. And since I'm going to be going back and forth between colors, I'm going to try to keep, my brushes separate. So I have brushes dedicated to the particular colors that I'm using. And you know, you can come back as well with the original black. And you can take this as short or as long as you want. And you can see the wax is moving underneath, and that is fine. So come back over onto this piece as well. So thanks guys for coming in. I see you're watching Robin Storm. How are you today? Yeah, I was just very sneaky, just popping on after doing laser cutting all day. Okay, so it's coming along. I think I need some broader strokes. I'm going to use this larger brush now. I really do want to see if I can find my midnight, well, Prussian blue as well. Let's see. I was looking for my midnight blue. Yeah, not finding it. Okay, I'm gonna just throw in some Prussian blue. So next to the Payne's gray, it's a little bit bluer. So it doesn't. I'm just kind of throwing things together here. So the Prussian blue is kind of interesting. So I'm just feeling this need to kind of make it less choppy. Some of the colors, make them a little less choppy. And you're going to get a lot of variation. Sometimes it's going to come on very thick in places, and other times it's going to be thinner. And of course, like I said, nothing's really going to show down at the bottom, so you don't really need to pay too much attention to that. Again, that's Prussian blue that I'm playing with. Yeah, I know, I'm so sneaky, Robin. It's like, oh, I'll just come on. My dog sounds like he wants to start barking again. Oh. I don't know about you guys who have dogs, but my goodness, mine does not like the delivery people at all. Oh, I just went into the Payne's gray. Oh, well. Go back into the Prussian blue. So that's getting a little thick in places, but doesn't really matter. Yeah, Robin, I was showing, this is the insert I'm going to do next. It's spooky season, and so this is the breadboard display that I'm going to use for that. Okay. So now, the only thing about this, I'm getting some short strokes. If I go back to the Gray Storm, dry this a little bit. I just want to elongate some of my strokes. They were getting a little choppy. So I don't really know how the Decor Wax in the background is going to work in the end, but it's a bit of an experiment to find out. And I'm keeping everything horizontal. Okay. All right. So I'm going to bring in some of my lighter colors. I'm going to bring in, let's see, Wild Orchid, Purple Cow. I'm going to see what Purple Cow looks like. So a lot of times, Robin, you just use candle wax, but I just wanted to use this. Deco Art has a version of this as well. Prima Redesign, they have a whole bunch of different colors, but this one is like They're Milky Way iridescent, and it's really cool for adding glimmer and stuff to different projects. So I like to use it in my mixed media. Okay, I also have a fan brush. Let's see what happens if I use one of my fan brushes. I'll use this, the faux squirrel. Okay. Okay. So now it's going much lighter. And if you don't like it so light, there's, if you want to go back to kind of more of the black, you can go back over, and we'll be doing that. We'll return with black. But you also can use color washes to tone down some of these colors if you think that they're too in your face. It just kind of depends on what you want to accomplish with your display. If you want it to be more black, then you can come back and add in the darker colors. So I just build and build and build layers until I like the way it looks. Hi, Colleen. Thank you for popping in since I came in unannounced and unexpected. I actually do like that. I think so far that's been the most effective brush. So the faux squirrel. So that's a number 6 fan. I definitely like that the best. I may just keep using this for some of my application. Okay, so now I'm going to go onto the electric pink. I could do the electric pink or the bubble gum. I'll try, well, I don't know. I'll try the electric pink. So we were having a discussion in a group yesterday talking about how there's a lot of pink in the Halloween stuff this year. So I'm not sure. There's going to be orange in the pumpkin, so I feel like if I don't have any orange in this breadboard, that the pumpkin's going to look a little weird. I keep forgetting you can't see this down here, so I keep wasting my time making this look pretty. I do like this. This is electric pink. I really like that. I like that. I'm a pink girl, and I like really vibrant colors. So for those of you who are familiar with what I paint, yeah, you know I like really vibrant colors. So, and I love me some pink. Well, that is really different. But, you know, here's the thing. What are you going to be able to use it for besides your Halloween stuff? So I realize that's an issue. I'm spoiled because I can just go run out there and cut another board and paint it and have it specific for my insert. I realize not everyone can do that, but dang, I like this. I really do. Okay, I'm going to get some. This is a very bright orange. It's the new fresh mango. I just feel like, because of the jack-o'-lantern, I just feel like it has to have just a touch of orange so that it's going to bring that jack-o'-lantern in. So let me see. I also have neon. Okay. So, yeah, neon. We're going, yeah, isn't it cool, Robin? I really do like the pink. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess, you know, Colleen, if you have a board that you want to use for other displays, then I guess you could say, well, let me just try to paint the insert or whatever I'm putting in it and try to pull those colors in, and just play with it and see. So, because I think you're right. I think these colors are like, they're popular now, not just for Halloween, but you're finding some of these non-traditional colors in your Christmas stuff as well. I'm not liking that as much. Oh well, it's okay. It looks awfully muted next to some of these vibrant colors. So, wow, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. Okay. So now I'm trying to think. I love the colors, but whether I should try to tone them down a little bit and bring back some of the darker colors. So I'm going to do that. And then if we don't like it, we can come back with some of the brighter colors again. So, yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Robin. You know, if you have just a little bit, just I don't want it to dominate because it's, yeah, you know, and I think the reason it's not popping, Robin, is that it's kind of getting absorbed by all the other bright colors around it. I don't know. Okay, let me go back to some Payne's Gray. And I like the colors, but it's certainly, you know, it's a brighter look. It's a brighter look. So that's a bit of Payne's Gray that I'm putting on. That was Tracy's little button that she's made, the eye arted. Tracy Moreau. So a little bit more Payne's Gray on my palette. Ugh, that's very wet. Well, it's a little different. It's very in your face though, and it's not at all like the black that we started with. And I'm trying to decide if I like that or not. Because if I come back with a color wash of Payne's Gray or black or something, you know, it's going to really wash all of that pink out. So I don't know. I don't really know how it's all going to come together. So you're supposed to be able to just kind of rub some of the wax off and get some of the original black underneath. But I also kind of like the iridescent glimmer there. Yeah, those buttons are really cute. They are pretty clever. All right, I'm just going to kind of rub back over this and see if I can figure out where. See, yeah, that's kind of interesting with that glimmer. So I'm just trying to rub to see if some of those wax spots will come off. And of course, you can get a bit of sandpaper and just kind of rough it all up too. And the sandpaper is supposed to hit some of the wax areas and help to peel it. Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm kind of two minds. I don't know if I want it to be dark again. So do you guys think I ought to, if I ought to go darker or just keep it more this tone and wait until I paint my insert and then decide whether or not I want to make this darker, you know, depending on what I do with my insert. So the other thing that we could do is we could use some of that wax. And I have some different colors. This one is available on my website, but some of these others are older. So I have like this purple. I have like this purple one. Now, once you put wax down, wax is a sealer. So you could varnish it and then you could play with the wax, or you could just wax it and then varnish around it. But I'm wondering, I'm just curious if I take a little bit of this wax. So this is a purple as opposed to the one that I was using that I just put into all the paint. That one is a Milky Way iridescent. I'm getting this, making a complete mess. So that is a Milky Way. This is more of a purple. I don't know. So these waxes do some kind of cool things. And you can apply it with finger, or you can also use a brush and just kind of bring it in places. So it will pick up some of the grain of the paint that you laid down. It's not picking up the grain of the wood because this is MDF, it has no grain. So that's kind of freaky. I have a feeling that I may not really know if I like this or not until I work on the insert. And I can play with the colors of the insert and see, you know, if I want to change the breadboard. Okay, Robin, what do you think? Do you think I ought to do any kind of color wash on it and go darker, or just leave it like this for now and see what happens with the insert? Give me your feedback on what you think I should do. So again, this piece is going to go in there like that. It's going to be cute. So I don't know what I should do with that. I was seeing if I have some black wax, but I don't think I do. Well, I am probably going to just leave this like this for now. I don't know. Like I said, once I finish the insert, it's going to kind of speak to me. So there's a button on this kitty cat, and so that you can put a ribbon and then put the button on top, which is kind of cute. But I might do that. I'll just kind of play with it a little bit, play with the insert, and then come back and see whether I want to go darker on this piece. So, anyway, I was gonna paint this tonight anyway, and I thought I would just show you guys. So that's pretty much everything I'm going to do right now. I might be doing some base coating on this, and of course, you know, if you go, you know, what I could do on this is, instead of the traditional orange, I could always do like a bright pink, white, do that in orange, but do this one, or maybe, yeah, one of these I could do like in a pink, and that I can do in an orange, black, white. So this is a real easy piece to paint. All right. Well, thanks for dropping in, guys. And Robin, I appreciate it. This was very short, but I'm gonna play with the insert, and I'll check you guys later. Thanks so much again for coming in, and I'll let you know when I'm doing the insert. Bye, everybody.